Hello student, in last video we have learned how to create SQL Server database. We have created one database as in a studentdb.mdf. How to create it? Just I will repeat it in few seconds. Go here, say add new item. In add new item, just we have to go to the data. In data you will find out the SQL Server database. So write down here database that you want to create and say add. So once you say add, it will show that whether you want to add to app data. Say yes, and then it will be get added. So I will not repeat this one. We have created this one student DB. Once you create this database, we have to add a table. So go to Server Explorer. In this Server Explorer you will find out different databases created. Among that ours is student DB. Go to the tables. Now here right now there is a one table, but by default there are no any tables. So what we have to do, just go to here and say right click, add new table. Once you say add new table, it will be open in a design view, and here you have to add you have to change this table name in this field, change over here and just add this table content. So I'm closing this one, and we have to update that table. Once you, again I will show you, once you add some content, then say update, and update, it will update that particular table into the database. Then again refresh it. How to refresh it? Just go to this MDF and say refresh. So it will refresh that table and new table content you can see here. Now what exactly student info contain? It contain roll number and name. Now if I want to display the content, what I have to do, just show table data. It will show the table data ABC and XYZ and roll number. Okay, now what we will do in this practical, we will add one grid and one data source, and just we will display the data. Now what we have to do, just go to this web application, database web, and here add new item. Let's add web form. Go to the web form, here web form 1.aspx. so write down here display .aspx, say add. Now display.aspx is, it has been added. Go to this one, go to design view. In design view you can see here we have to add some content such as data source first of all. So go to here, type as an SQL data source, drag over here. So in this we have to configure the data source. Click on this configure data source. Okay, now here you will find out different databases are here. There are the three databases: connection, mydb.mdf and studentdb.mdf. Among that, currently we have created studentdb.mdf. Click on that. Now say next. Now say yes, save this connection as a connection string 1. I will give the name as connection string 1. Say next. Now here it is give and query as a select star from the student info. Okay, so it will select all this information from roll number, name, and this table name. And here also you can add some clauses. Right now we are writing a simple one, so execute this simple query. Say next. Let's test the query. Click on the test query. Now you can see ABC and XYZ, so it is the correct one, and say finish. Now connection string 1, it is now connected to this SQL data source 1. Okay, so just what we have to do, just go to this toolbox and look for the grid view. So go to the grid view and drag this grid view over here. In this grid view, just we have to attach the SQL data source 1 that just has been created, and it has been added this roll number and the name. And now we have to run the program. This is the output. You can see roll number and name, two fields we have added through Visual Studio SQL Server, that roll number 1 and 2, and with the name as an ABC and the XYZ. So this is an output. So you can see in this program just we have to take the SQL data source and just we have to configure with this particular database, and then we have to use any view. We have seen here grid view, drag it, and just attach with this particular data source. Choose the data source as an SQL data source. So in this way also, it is a simple way that you can connect to a database and you can just display the content. To perform further operations, again, while configuring the data source, we have to add the query like that, and through the coding also we can do the other operations of the database. Now here, if you go to the source part, then what you will see over here in the ASP, SQL data source 1 ID, and in the connection string you can see the connection string 1 has been added over here, and select command as in a select star from the student information has been added. In the grid view you can see the others are the same one, only we have to focus over here as in a data source ID as an SQL data source 1. So that has been added over here, and automatically, so with this data source 1, it will identify the different fields which are roll number and name. There are the 2 fields. If suppose there are the 5 fields, then there will the 5 fields of columns will be get created with this grid view, and it will read the content from that particular data source when you run the program. So this is very simple program that you can perform with this. And connection string, it is of the connection string 1, which has been configured with the help of this SQL data source. As we have used, there is one SQL data source, and we have seen that let's go to this CX part, display, let's source part. You can see here connection string is connection string 1. Now it has been added, actually it's a connection path is added at the web.config file. So let's go to the web.config file. Here you can see the name connection string. Now okay, name connection string in our case, data source is equal to local db ms sql local db, attach db file name, it will attach the path of student db.mdf, and integrated security is equal to true. So when your program get run, then it will look for this path into web.config file, and through that it makes a connection, confirm the connection, and then your program will run, and grid view will fetch the data from appropriate database which is configured with the help of this web.config file. So through the UI also you can do it. And another way that you can write down the code over here in this way, suppose I want to add a third connection, then you can add the third connection in this configuration file, and throughout this application you can use it. And in the theory part we have seen that in a web, that is your web form also you can add that connection, but that is a temporary only for that particular web page. You can access that particular connection, and after the web page, suppose you want to access that for the second page, so for that again you have to make a new connection. So rather than making the multiple connections for the same database, better way is that we can write it over in the web.config file, and then we can use it for the whole applications for all the web forms. So this necessary changes has been done once we are adding their SQL data source. So how we have added the SQL data source? Which file is that? Display.aspx. So here just drag that SQL data source and just configure that data source. So here connection string 1, you can see, say next for the configuration. Now this is already set, so it will go to the directly to the last step. So if you want to repeat it, then again you can drag from here, toolbox, SQL data source, configure. Suppose now this one mydb.ndf. Now one connection string already we have configured with this student db, so that's why it is not showing right now over here. So mydb.mdf, it is not configured, so say this one, say next, mydb connection string next. And for that this connection will be established, and now on that connection you can perform the different operations. You can even specify the custom SQL statement. So right now in this table or in this database, no any table is created, so it is not showing anything. We have to first of all create a table, and then we can perform the operations. So you can write on the custom query also. So in the next video we will learn that how to write down a query and how to perform the operations simply with the help of the web form. Right now we have seen with the help of the UI and through the web config file. Perform this practical at the practical time. I will upload all this code on the Moodle. Okay, so perform it. We will stop here. Thank you.